Hello friends, so I'm resting this on my car on like the dashboard, so if it goes sliding, I apologize. I will try to grab it, but I just wanted to be safer when I vlog and drive. So I'm on my way to the gym. Today is Monday I really don't know what day it is, the 10th, and I am doing back today, I think. I'm done with my strongman competition, like I mentioned. Ooh, and I started redoing the strongman guide / just winging it on my own, but I'm kind of winging it on my own right now. But I forgot, I haven't told anyone this, so this is a YouTube exclusive. On the 29th of August, so that's in 3 weeks, I'm doing another strongman competition, so I'm super excited. This is definitely gonna be less intense than the one I just did because there are only 4 events. I mean, granted, mine had 4 events, but they were all medleys. These are just 4 events, so it's a tire flip, a log press, a farmer's carry, and a car deadlift. So I got the car deadlift in the bag, I think, because I won that. And then I've never flipped a tire, but my brother was doing 400-pound tire flips, and I'm kind of just as strong as him right now, so I think I can do that. And since, okay, there's only 1 weight class for women, because in my other competition, I was in the women's heavyweight division, because I was over 145 pounds, and so I was considered a heavyweight, and so I did that. But this is only 1, so the weights are a lot lighter than I was used to, so that's really exciting. Like, the log press in my competition, if I had gotten to it, is 100 pounds, but this one's 80. Then the the farmer's carry is 90 pounds a hand, whereas my farmer's hold was 140 pounds a hand. And I think the car deadlift is probably gonna be the same that it was at my competition, because it was the same for lightweight and heavyweight in my comp, so yeah. So I'm going to another gym right now. So I've mentioned that I'm a member at Blake and I are supposed to go to this place called The Offsets, which is like 2 miles south of us in Missouri, and it's just like jumping off cliffs basically. I'm very scared, but it's also supposed to be thunderstorming all day, so I don't know if we're gonna be doing that. So disregard that if we don't go. And the reason I need to do cardio, and the reason why I'm emphasizing it and its importance, is because I have a photo shoot in 2 weeks. So it was actually 2 weeks yesterday. Oh my god, so it's in less than 2 weeks. For my photo shoot for my website. So I'm very, very excited. I've mentioned that in vlogs I thought I was gonna post, but I didn't because they were so dumb. So I'm very pumped, so I need to get as cut as I can in the next 2 weeks, which probably isn't gonna be that much different than I am now, but I'm gonna try. Also, another thing that I wanted to mention via video, so I'm wearing Chucks today, or Converse, because I plan on deadlifting, and every single time I wear Converse to the gym, I get like 5 asks or 5 people comment on my picture like, why are you wearing Chucks to the gym, blah 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 blah. So I'm gonna mention it here so I don't have to repeat it. So basically, every shoe you have, well, most like running shoes, which a lot of people lift in, so like your Nike Frees, your Nike Air Maxes, Asics, whatever, which are intended for running, CrossFit, all that stuff. So they have compressible soles. So the soles are either filled with gel or air, and the purpose of that is to be a shock absorbent. So when you jump, you don't mess up your knees or your hips or your ankles or whatnot. So it's basically to keep so shock doesn't affect your body in a negative way. But when you are deadlifting or squatting a very heavy weight, you don't want that shock absorbent to be there, because not the shock, but you want the energy from the ground to flow through your entire body. So when your heels are planted on the ground, they're actually planted on the ground. They're not planted, it's not, the air isn't taking away a lot of the energy that your body needs to lift that heavy weight. So I switched to wearing Chucks about a year and a half ago, and I've definitely seen a difference. I can't lift in regular shoes now. It's just very odd to me. If I wear regular shoes to the gym and it's deadlift or squat day, I have to go barefoot, just because that movement is very unnatural. And since I've been used to a more natural movement, that's what I do. So that premise is basically what people use when they are building or manufacturing powerlifting shoes. So powerlifting shoes are basically, they have a lot more support than Chucks, and their heel is raised slightly just because that's a more natural position for the human body. But again, it doesn't have a compressible sole, and that's why people wear them, but they are mucho expensive, so I do not own any because they're like 150 bucks or 200. So maybe one day, but right now there is no reason for me to invest in powerlifting shoes. But basically, Chucks are the cheaper version of that, and I highly recommend them.
So for deadlifts today, I started off doing 5 sets of 5, but I needed to warm up to get there. I thought 185 was going to be my 80% for 5x5, but it was going up fairly easily, as you can tell. So I did 3 sets of those, and then I decided to move on to a heavier weight. And this is the heavier weight. So this is 205, and I've never done 205 for 5 properly. You'll see in the last rep here, it came up struggling, but I've been really focusing on perfecting form and actually doing deadlifts correctly, because I mean, I feel like I could go in the gym and deadlift 300 pounds right now, but I'd probably throw out my back, so there's no point in that. So I've been trying to do correct form. Okay, that's awful form. Do not do that. And then I decided I wanted to try and go heavier, so here's 225. First one went up okay, and then you'll see me fail on the second one because I knew my form was going to be awful. Yep, nope. And then next I did lat pull downs. I did 5 sets of 10, and then I supersetted those with cable face pulls, but I did not include those because it was awkward and I didn't want to record at that gym there. And these I saw Paige Hathaway doing on her page, so I decided to give them a try. So it's basically a cable curl while you are, yeah, it's a cable bicep curl while you're sitting on the bench by the cable machine, and it's basically a concentration curl / cable curl. And I did 4 sets of 12 for these, and I highly recommend them. They burned a lot. So these are pretty much my favorite exercise. I call them straight arm press downs on the cable machine. They work your abs, they work your shoulders, they work your arms, it works your back. I used to do these like 4 times a week, but I did them today because I haven't done them in forever, and that is, I did 4 sets of 12 or 15, I believe. Friends, so it is 8:18 in the evening right now, and I've had a very hectic and active day. Well, it wasn't hectic at all, it was just extremely active, and I wasn't used to it, so it was fun.
No,
so let me tell you the backstory. Kind of
great time though.
All right, so we were supposed to go to this place called the Offsets, which is basically like cliff jumping.
It's a quarry, an old abandoned quarry that's just filled up with water now.
Yeah, and so a lot of people go there, and we were going to do that, but it was thunderstorming all day, so we're like, that's extremely dangerous, let's not. So he texted me, and he's like, I've been watching the weather all day, like, it's not a good idea to go, it's not dangerous. He was like, most likely we won't go, but we might. Like, just keep that in mind. So I was like, okay, whatever. And at this moment, like, I woke up early to go to the gym because I thought we were gonna go. And so I thought we were gonna go all the way up until the gym, and then when he said we're not gonna go, so I was like, whatever, I'm gonna go ham. So I did those deadlifts, as you saw, and I was very tired, and pay attention to the vlog and not your phone. And then I decided I was gonna do cardio, and I was just gonna do like my half-hour steady state watch YouTube videos, but I was like, whatever, I haven't done high intensity in a minute, so I did that for 20 minutes. And what I do for HIIT is 30 seconds on, 3 minutes off, but it was more of like 2.5 minutes off this time, just to like really get going. And I was dead by the end of it, like I died. And so then right as I was about to leave, he texted me, he's like, we're going hiking in the same place we were, like, it's like 20 minutes away from the offsets, but it's the biggest mountain in Missouri. And
all like 1,700 foot of elevation.
right, so not really a mountain, but we'll take what we can get. So we got there, and it was like a 3-mile hike, but the first 1.5 miles was all downhill through a creek. So when water gets wet, it gets extremely slippery. But
rocks. When rocks get,
when water gets wet. Wow.
when rocks get
Yeah, that's what I meant. And so
yeah.
when rocks get wet, they get slippery. And this was all rocks, and they were all wet. So I was like, oh my god, today I'm meeting my maker. I'm dying. And then Blake and his friend are like sprinting in front of me. Like, first of all, they're boys, so they don't really care if they die. And then they're also former soccer players, but Timmy plays soccer still, like at a collegiate level, so he's super in shape. And so there's me in the background, like thinking I'm gonna die. So then we got to the waterfall. Oh, the reason we went is because it's like the biggest waterfall in Missouri. And so Blake wanted to take pictures, and they look really cool, BT dubs. But so we were going, and then we had to go down the waterfall. And it was literally like this steep. It was so steep. I had to get on all fours to get down. And then shut up. And then he took pictures in the water and played in the water, and I sat grumpily eating my Cliff Bar on the side.
She was not a happy camper.
At this point, I was just over it. Like, my flight or fight response was pretty much on for 2 hours because I thought I was gonna die. So anyway, and then it was hot. And then we went back up, and the last 1.5 miles was literally all uphill. So let me show you, where is this? My steps. Cue music. Okay. So 11,515 steps, which I never get. And this is not including my cardio for the day or my workout, because I just keep my phone like on the floor. And then that many miles, which this isn't like super impressive at all, but I get like 1,000 steps a day. So yeah, 34 floors. And
damn neat.
That's it. So that's the conclusion of this vloggy vlog. Adios.
See